All right. Let's see. I am live. All right. Lee Priest is coming. He should be here any second. Serious and silliness bodybuilding. So here is what I'm gonna do. I've been thinking about this. I ordered this basketball jersey, and they are made to order, right? So, and what it is, it's nice material. It's a little pricey. It's not like the t-shirts I give out, which are just regular t-shirts. It's a actual basketball jersey. And on the front, it says serious and silliness. And I picked my own. You could pick your own colors. I picked my own colors, red and black. And then I put my father's birthday was October 4th. So I put 4 on the front and the back. And on the back, you could put Livia. Put your last name. And I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for this to come in and see how it works out. Now, if it looks good and everything works out right, it is going to be a part of Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding merchandise. You can pick the colors. You can put your last name on the back. You can pick your number. You can pick the style of basketball jersey. As a matter of fact, if you don't want a basketball jersey and you want a football jersey, if you want a baseball jersey, we could do that too. But I always pick the basketball jersey since we're bodybuilders. We want to show our arms off at the gym and whatnot. But it's actually really, and it has the logo. I could put the logo on it. But you could pick any color. I think it even comes in pinstripes. I mean, any possibility you want in a basketball jersey representing serious and silliness bodybuilding, and then you put your last name on the back, you pick the number, and it's yours. So they're made to order. So I know I always hate selling because I'm not much of a salesman, because I hate salesmen. But it is going to be $100 because they are made to order, and it's not a regular shirt. It is very well made material, and if anybody wants one, I'm not going to start really pushing it until it comes in, because I want it to come in first and show everybody and see what it's like, even for myself, right? And no, you're good, Smalls. You're good. And show everybody and see how it comes out first before I really start pushing it. But basically, what you could do if you're interested, if I were you guys, I would wait for me to have it, but whatever you want to do, I don't care. I would, you could just email me. My email is unclejohn1201@gmail. My other email is john_livia@yahoo. I mean, you can hit me up on Instagram, Serious and Silliness, whatever. You tell me, the colors you want. You tell me your last name. You tell me the number you want. You tell me which basketball jersey, not which, but a basketball jersey, a football jersey, a baseball jersey, whatever you want. And it'll be $100 each. And you just let me know, and I'll have it made. I think it takes about 2 weeks for it to come in. And that's it. So it's like really the first merch, because the t-shirts, like if you guys want a t-shirt, like everybody knows that I just give them away. Like I they're not expensive to make, the t-shirt. So I literally just, anybody who ever messaged me, I want a t-shirt, I just send them a goddamn t-shirt. Like, I don't sell them. But these are actually really good material, really good stuff. So, it should actually be pretty cool. I'm hoping. It took me some time to figure out what style I wanted and whatnot, but I'm hoping that it actually comes out really good. From what I understand, it's like a regular quality basketball jersey, right? And it's not like, see how these are like stickers on this shirt? It's actually stitched in like a regular, like an official basketball jersey, So I figured, all right, because here's how I'm thinking. I'm like, all right, I don't have to order a lot of them because people need their last name and they want to pick the color and they want to put the number on. So it would be one at a time, made to order. So if anybody wants one, you tell me your last name, hit me up on email, whatever, Instagram, tell me your last name, your number, the colors that you want. I mean, literally, I can get you a one in pink if you want, whatever. And we just we get it rocking and rolling, get some serious and silliness bodybuilding merchandise out. Let's see. So other than that, if you guys haven't seen the who did I interview last week? Jesus, Mel Chansy. If you guys haven't seen the Mel Chansy interview about bodybuilding, go see it. We couldn't really dive into the Hells Angels and the war with the Outlaws and him going to prison because he's on the contract, because he actually has a movie about his life story coming out. So those of you who don't know, Mel Chansy was the former president of the Chicago chapter of the Hells Angels. So he originally was a member of the Hells Henchmen, and the Hells Angels wanted to oh, thank you, Forrest. I appreciate you watching it, man. Thank you. The Hells Angels wanted to establish themselves in the Midwest because the Hells Angels was mostly on the West Coast. So what they did was they decided that they were going to patch over. And this is pretty common with motorcycle clubs. You take a smaller club and they patch over to a larger club. So the Hells Henchmen, they patched over to the Hells Angels. But in Chicago, the dominant motorcycle club is the Outlaws. And they're just like the Hells Angels. They're no fucking joke, okay? They are bad motherfuckers, right? And they didn't want them in their territory. Chicago was their territory. That was it. And they went to war. And there were fire bombings and shootings. It's insane. So he couldn't really talk about that. But we talked about his bodybuilding life and his bodybuilding career and him as a promoter. He got into a little bit. And we did talk about his movie that I think he has both a documentary and a movie coming out. In the movie, he says that John Bernthal is going to play him, which is really strange because John Bernthal plays a good tough guy, but Mel Chansy was almost 300 pounds when he was bodybuilding. He was like 290 something. I think 293, he said, when he was bodybuilding. And The Rock is going to play the FBI guy that arrests him and takes him down and so on and so forth. But from what I understand, he says that Bernthal has to put on at least 20 pounds of muscle because Mel was a big boy. But if you guys didn't see it, go watch it because we really talk about old school bodybuilders, Lee Haney and Lee Labrada and Dorian and all the guys that influenced him and all the guys that influenced, my generation a little later on. And it was really a great interview, right? Now, if you guys follow my other channel, it's not as popular as a person, but it was really interesting because I interviewed a Hollywood stuntman named Greg Fitzpatrick. And Greg Fitzpatrick stunt doubled for Robert Downey Jr. in what was that movie? Iron Man. Okay. He stunt doubled for Ben Stiller in those museum movies. He stunt doubled for Frank Grillo in a bunch of movies. He stunt doubled for a whole bunch of Hollywood superstars. And we get into the dangers of stunts and what he had to do and how he broke into the industry and his injuries and how much these guys make and blah, 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 blah. It was really, really interesting. It was probably one of my best interviews that I've ever did. And the truth was, I was like, oh, okay, that could be interesting. But the more I talked to him, the more interesting it really got. We even talked about, there's a famous story about Bruce Lee and Gene LaBelle. And then Gene LaBelle and, oh, God. Who's the other martial artist with the ponytail back in the day? Shit, I forgot his name. You know who I'm talking about, that asshole. Anybody seen Richie? That stupid movie he did where he was filmed in my old neighborhood. Steven Seagal. Apparently there was a dispute between Gene LaBelle and Steven Seagal. If anybody doesn't know who Gene LaBelle is, yes, Dan, yes, Steven Seagal, thank you. If anybody who doesn't know who Gene LaBelle is, Gene LaBelle was a mixed martial artist, a wrestler, a boxer. He was a legitimate tough guy, and he also did, stunts on set. And the story was made famous through the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt plays a Gene LaBelle type of guy. And we talked about what happened between him and Bruce Lee and what happened between him and Steven Seagal because he probably knew Gene LaBelle. It was actually really a really good interview. So if you guys are interested, go over to my other channel, see him still in his Outcasts, and take a look. Okay, what do you think of another New Jersey Italian bodybuilder, John? He goes by the name of Nick Trigili. What happened here? Let's see. What's up, dude? Well, what happened today? You didn't get the link? I'm on the. All right, I'll send it to you again. All right, you got it. Sounds good. Later. Oh, that's Lee Priest. He didn't get the invite. So I'll get back to Nick Trigili. Give me 1 second. I am actually going to send Lee Priest the link right now because he said that he did not get it. I think something's wrong with his fucking computer or something like that because he wants me to send it to on his phone, right? All right, Nick Trigili. Here's my opinion of Nick. Nick was a good bodybuilder. I don't know why he stopped. He did one pro show. He turned pro. He won. I'm pretty sure he won the overall. He won the overall in what's the national level show that he won? Anyway, he turned pro and he only did one pro show. I don't know why he only did one pro show because he was really a good bodybuilder. And then he decided he wanted to go into social media. And nobody knows the real story why he got kicked off of YouTube, but he certainly had the touch for YouTube. He literally got 100,000 subscribers within like a year and a half or something like that. He was just able to. And the thing is, he also doesn't give a shit whether he's accurate or not. He doesn't care if he's ruffling feathers. He'll talk shit till the day is born. Like, I mean, and he had this thing with Hunter Labrada, and they were going back and forth. Matter of fact, I had Hunter on during that time and interviewed him. And he just has the social media touch. I don't really have a specific opinion on him. I mean, I think he could have been a good bodybuilder if he stayed in bodybuilding, but he decided he did not want to and wanted to go the opposite direction. I know he got kicked off YouTube. Nobody really knows why he got kicked off YouTube. Nobody knows the whole story. There's all different stories. He's trying to do it on Instagram. I don't know what kind of a coach he is. I never really met the guy. Yeah, he did when he was a young guy. He did do a video where he got paid. I forgot how much money, and I never saw the video, but he did have gay sex. Yeah, he fully admits that. You know, look, man, it is what it is. I don't know what to say. My shipment is on. Okay, let me see. Come on. Where the fuck is it, man? Why am I having so many problems with my email today? Seriously. There we go. Okay, now I get send it to Lee Priest. And then we will have Lee Priest back on, and we will be rocking and rolling. But Nick, I don't know. I don't have anything against Nick. He talked shit about me once, and there we go. Come on, Jesus. Unbelievable, man. Really unreal with this shit. He kind of seems like a dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, he comes across like a dick. He talked shit about me once about the Hunter Labrada video, and I you know, it really didn't bother me. I was kind of happy that he talked about me because it was him talking about me, and he was a big name at the time, you know. But for the most part, man, he don't bother me. I don't give a shit. He talks a lot of shit online about people's form and stuff, but I'm waiting for him to talk shit about me because I started putting out videos of me training and whatnot. Okay, let's try this again. You can find one. Here is your link. Thank you. Could we copy link? There we go. Let's try to get Lee Priest back. Jesus Christ almighty. Let's try to do this now. There we go. Just sent it to him. Good. Now we should have him. So Nick is like, you know, Nick loves to start shit and be in the know and talk shit, and and so on and so forth. Nick should have just got a second job if he was that broke. I don't know, man. I really don't know his finances. I pretty much know as much as you do. I don't know the guy very well. Yo, Big Lee.
Yo.
What's up, dude?
Oh, big storm last night. Internet's down as normal.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. Anyway, Lee, I forgot to put together. That's another thing, guys. I forgot to put together the Anabolic Academy. I'll do it tonight, and then I will record Anabolic Academy tomorrow. Yesterday was Easter. I was at my brother's all night, and and I forget things. What's happening, man? How you feeling?
Eat lots of chocolate. Oh, the other day I felt shit because I got doctor gave me this new medication. It's the same medication they gave me when I was getting off Oxycontin, gabapentin. Jesus. And I don't know why, but the other day, oh my God, I drove into town, felt like I was going to pass out while I was in town. I was only there for an hour, had to come home, had to pull over 4 times coming home. Thought I was going to fucking pass out. I thought it was the end of Lee Priest.
That sucks, dude. And what's funny is I know how it feels because where I work in the sewer, and it's not as bad as it used to be. When I first started working there, it was bad. Now it happens to me once or twice a year. And I'll get exposed to some kind of bacteria, and then I'm throwing up and shitting for like 24 to 48 hours. So when you told me you had to pull over and throw up, that happened to me several times from my job.
Oh, yeah, get all dizzy and just feel as you're sitting there, feels like the world's just going like this, and it's like, oh fuck, I'm driving the Hummer. If I pass out behind the wheel, I'm gonna fucking injure someone if I crash this into someone.
You're gonna run over somebody in a fucking Tesla or a Hyundai or some shit.
Oh, what a shame, man.
Oh man.
I'm better today, so I stopped taking that medication for the time being. So I'm like, oof. I'm gonna go see another chiropractor massage guy tomorrow because I said during the day it's not bad, but nighttime trying to sleep with it, it's just like fuck shooting pain down the leg. Oof.
Oh man, that sucks, man. Yeah, it really does. Sorry to hear that, bro. But
yeah,
at least
I must say I enjoyed your podcast with Greg. It was very informative.
I appreciate that, man, and thank you very much. Lee Priest was the one that hooked me up with Greg Fitzpatrick. It was really a good interview. I mean, we really went in depth of what goes into being a stuntman. And what was funny is midway through the interview, I was like, what if you need life insurance? Like, there's no way you're getting life insurance.
And it was funny too, because even like he said, you don't really think about it. Like I remember he'd done I remember seeing photos of him with Ben Stiller, but really when you think about it, comedy movies do have a fair bit of action.
Yeah, I never realized.
You always think action movies. You never think comedy movies.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get to our topic, I know you lived in both. That was bodybuilding scene different in New York and New Jersey. Although, it's pretty much the same shit. Everybody from New York knows the guys from New Jersey, and everybody from Jersey knows the guys from New York, and so on and so forth. The only difference is location, but it's so close. Everybody knows.
New Jersey thinks more hardcore than New York people. New York think they're more hardcore than New Jersey.
I don't. I never really. Nah, not really. I think it's more. I think Jersey has more of a bodybuilder ideology, if you will, than New York. Like I think it's bigger in Jersey, but the guys from New York, of course it was Palumbo and Factory. They all knew the guys from Jersey and whatnot. They would train. Jason Arns lived in Jersey. He used to train at there's a gym called Johnny Latz that was in New York.
Well, I think of New York, I think of Broadway and fags.
Yeah, all that fags. The craziest thing I've ever seen in the sewer. All right, I will tell you. I didn't. I didn't. This is actually not funny. I didn't
Have you seen the body?
Yeah. I'm on the plant is on the edge of the Hudson River. So I've been there 14 years. I've seen 3 bodies wash up on the shore. Yeah, and you see the cops, they're trying to fish them out and whatnot, and then everybody stops.
Make a good TV series. They could make a good movie about someone working in the sewers and the murders and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's really not, but
like the Penguin.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now, I've only seen like that. I've seen bodies wash up on the shore, but where I go really is there's just rats, a lot of rats. But a friend of mine who I really should call now that I'm thinking about it, his name is Tommy. He retired a couple of years back, and he was working in a spot where you guys have to understand that there are gates in the plant where the sewer water rushes in, and then that's when the process starts. In one of those gates, there was a baby that actually came in, an infant, and and Tommy was working. What'd you say?
The name was Moses. I heard that story.
No, no. Unfortunately, the kid wasn't alive. So they called the cops and they had to shut everything down and so on and so forth. But this was before I got there. So it's had to be about 20 years ago.
How does a baby get in the sewer there? Do they just throw it in a drain, do they? Or how does it actually end up there?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the only way. You can't flush a baby.
Like in a stormwater drain, they just throw it in there, do they? Or?
That's it. It's pretty fucking sick. But yeah.
I've never understood that these days, because there's so many places you can go and, if you have a baby, can't you just leave them on church steps or take them to places these days? And
in the United States and some states, you could do it up to a year old. Some states you can't. But you could literally go to a firehouse, and you could. They have a spot where you could drop a baby off, no questions asked. They just leave it there. And then an alarm will go off, notify the fire department, and then the baby, like whatever, they call the proper authorities. But that's about it. You all right there, Lee? Lee? What are you doing? I can't. Can you hear me or no? The fuck are you doing? You got to tell me.
You can hear me. I can't hear or see you. So I'll just sit here and you keep talking.
Wow.
I'll pretend.
Jesus Christ. Why can't you hear me? All right. So you just, all right. I can hear. Oh, I'm going to text you. I can hear you loud and clear. Oh, God. Only me. I swear to God. How come Palumbo never has this problem, for fuck's sake?
Okay, I can see you again. Hi.
Okay, good. I was saying, how come Palumbo doesn't have this problem? I fucking have this problem. All right. Okay. The topic today is who trained harder, the old school guys or the guys today? That's what we're going to talk about. That's the big
old school. Next topic.
We gotta get in deep, son. So yeah, I agree. The old school guys in general, trained harder.
I think both do, but I think we might have trained that a little bit harder, or I wouldn't say maybe, because guys today do train hard. When I see some of them, some do train hard, but I'd say the majority, I'd probably say, let's just say back in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, I'd probably say 95% trained really hard. Today, I'd say 85%, because back then you got to remember the only way to make money back then was contracts and magazines, getting into magazines and getting contracts.
Right. Yeah.
So you were fighting tooth and nail to bust your ass in the gym because it counted how you looked on stage. Now, you still got to train hard, but in the back of your mind, if you don't do that well, hey, I'm still making money from YouTube. I've got money coming in from Instagram. I've got all these other avenues. So I think that can make that fire down a bit. But if your only income is from how you perform on stage with your contracts and magazines, you're busting your ass to outdo everybody else. So. Yeah,
I fully agree. The thing is, in general, gym goers don't train as hard as they did back in the day. So
too much bro science now too. I think back then we just went in and trained. We didn't think about it. Now it's like, well, if I do this and do that, if I do this and this guy said I can work this bit here. Back then it was go in, do the basics, bust your ass, and then that was it. Now people, they overcomplicate it now. I think they just put too much thought into it when you don't need to think about it that much. It's just go lift the fucking weights, train hard.
Yeah, generally the gym goers back then trained harder because one, you had more hardcore gyms back then, so that was the trend. Getting big and strong was the trend, right? And people knew back then that you had to put the work in. Where today, generally speaking, I'm not talking about the elite bodybuilders, but I'm talking about the general society that goes to the gym. They don't do. They don't put the work. They don't even know how to spot each other. It's ridiculous.
Well, they want to keep their abs all year round too to look good for Instagram. Back then, we'd get all our photos taken around contest time. So you do your photo shoots, and then you could be a fat pig in the off season, but no one really saw you because we didn't have social media. So unless someone put a photo in a magazine of me bulked up like in those Muscle Tech ads, no one really saw how you look. But now everyone wants to look like a pretty boy online 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's how they make money now, right? And even even me, it's affecting me. I'm like, God, I gotta fucking, if I'm gonna do these in the gym training sessions, I gotta make sure that I stay in shape and whatnot. I gotta look the part, right? That's the truth. But
you just say you go through a Lee Priest cycle. You go through a Lee Priest period of bulking up. Excuse me.
Could you imagine that? Oh my God.
Go to 280, John. Go to 280.
Yeah. I think generally speaking, the people in general that went to the gym trained harder, you know, especially in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And then once corporate gyms really started breaking in, and once people started getting more entitled, and social media was just gasoline on the fire. Because even when I do go to Strong and Shapely, which is considered a hardcore gym, that's where Akeem Williams, there's still people there that are going through the motions. Like, it's like there's nobody. All right, listen to this. This is great. When I put out the video, the first video of me training, right? There's another one coming out tomorrow. Actually, I did back on Friday. We filmed it.
This the chains one doing the chains.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's you know, I'm talking into the camera and I'm trying to, you know, tell people what I'm actually doing, what's going on, blah blah blah. And I'm breathing heavy because I'm training hard and working out. And somebody, I don't know who, I read every single comment. If it's a bad comment, I just won't answer. But I read for all you people out there and everybody that sends me a shitty comment, I read them all. Okay, I read them all.
Yeah. Let me guess. It said you must be out of shape. Get your heart checked. You're out of breath. You're unhealthy. Blah blah blah.
It was even more specific. It was even more specific. It was. Are you doing supersets? But you must be, right? Because I don't know why you're out of breath if you're not doing supersets. You need to get your heart checked. You might have hypertrophy in your left ventricle.
Oh, specific left ventricle.
Yeah, very specific.
Fucking, did you write back? Well, thank you, Dr. fucking X-ray.
Yeah. I just want to know what part of my breathing led you to my left ventricle. Why not my right one?
I get that all the time because I do those Sam's Fitness videos once a month where I demonstrate the new equipment he gets in, right? He sells gym equipment. Same thing. He'll video me doing a set of leg press or squats. As soon as I put it back, so Lee, what do you think of that? I start talking. Why is he so out of breath? He must be really unfit. I'm like, I just fucking finished the set and now I'm talking, you idiot.
Yeah. Like, and what's funny is that's what I mean. It's like people don't train hard anymore. If you're in the gym working out, especially and you train hard and you're not out of breath, there's something wrong. Like you're not, you know, it's just fun, especially when you're doing like back or legs.
Oh yeah, exactly. But you never see too, like in the old days, you wouldn't see guys like today. I see them in these like franchise gyms with their shirts off, posing in the mirror, acting like little bitches, acting like girls, how girls look in the mirror. I can understand girls checking themselves out, but the way these guys do it now, and I go to this Anytime Fitness, and these guys put up their stories and they tag the gym in it, so the gym puts it up.
Yeah.
And the same guys every day are got their photos on the gym page, posing in the thing. And I'm thinking, there's nothing there. What are you looking at? And I'm thinking, as a pro bodybuilder, I hated doing photo shoots in the gym because people would look at me. And if I wasn't doing a photo shoot, I was covered up. I'm thinking, I had muscle to do that, and I wouldn't even fucking do it. So I don't get why these people do it. I'm like,
man, the girls are the worst. The girls are the worst. All they do is take pictures of their ass. Oh my God. Constantly.
And it's the way they turn it too, and they all get that stance on the stance.
Yeah. And if they're not taking pictures of their ass, they're fucking they're just looking at their ass. It's like, take it easy. It didn't change. You looked at it 5 minutes ago. It's the same fucking ass it was. But I think once you get to the elite level, like guys like Derek, Samson, Nick, these guys train hard. There's no question about it. But there are guys that there are bodybuilders that are up there and they don't train that hard. I've seen them with my own eyes. You know, when I used to go to Signature and whatnot. The hardest guy I've ever seen train was Sean Clarita. I saw Clarita train, and he's like a machine. It was ridiculous. It was insane. But I've seen pro bodybuilders that don't train hard. Back in your day, and I know if you don't want to mention names, you don't have to. I'll tell you what guys have the reputation of back in the day of not training hard. But which guys?
Two off the top of my head. See if they're the same as yours.
Okay,
Wheeler and Dillette.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Hey, where those balloons come from?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Because Paul lived with me, remember? And I used to always tell Paul, I'd love to see you fucking train for a year or 6 months like Dorian. Just fucking, I mean, like he trained hard, but you could always tell he was holding back, same as Flex. He'd have his mates load the weights for him. He wouldn't even put his weights on the fucking bar. When it's his set, he'd be like, oh, he'd be on the treadmill. He'd be like just walking like this on the treadmill. It's like, because the thing, he had that God-given genetics that he could get away with doing that. But I'm thinking, if you have the genetics like that, but if you had the mindset of Dorian, my God, it's like unbelievable. Like look at Ronnie. Ronnie had those genetics, but Ronnie had that fucking mindset.
It was the perfect storm. Ronnie was the perfect storm.
Is that?
It was unbelievable. Oh, speaking of which, did you watch the Mel Chansy?
Flex could have been that.
Oh yeah, everybody was expecting. Everybody was expecting Flex to win in what was it, 98? And Ronnie Coleman came out of fucking nowhere and just destroyed everybody. The year before he came in like 10th or something like that. Did you watch the Mel Chansy interview I did?
Yes, I enjoyed the Mel Chansy one. That was very good too.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. We couldn't get into the really into the Hells Angels and his, past and with the motorcycle club and whatnot, because he's under contract. He's playing he's doing a movie. And
that'd be good. John
Bernthal is playing him. But John Bernthal, he's gonna have to put some muscle on. We talked about it because he's not, he's an athletic guy.
John wanted to put on 20, 30 pounds. He's like, not that much.
yeah. It's inconceivable, you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to put on, 30. He said 30 or 40 pounds. Like you're not going to be able to do that, But Bernthal plays a good tough guy, and this is going to be The Rock's first serious role in a long time, because he plays the Fed. Here's the thing. I didn't bring it up to Mel, but The Rock's production studio is called $7 because he said that he had $7 in his pocket before whatever. Okay. First of all, we all know that he was a professional wrestler before he was making 7 figures as a professional wrestler. Okay. He was in college before he went to wrestling, went to Miami University. I get nobody has money in college. What college student does? But the guy didn't grow up broke. His father was Rocky Johnson. He was a professional wrestler, and he was an elite level professional wrestler. The guy was a tag team champions, and the guy was in like a huge baby face. People loved him. He was making a ton of money at one point. Like this whole idea of everybody has to like be broke, he wasn't broke. In college, I get that nobody has money because you're in college full time and you just have the money your parents send you, or maybe you work a part-time job, but that's everybody, It just fucking annoys me that everybody has to say that they were broke and didn't have any money and blah, blah, blah. And it's almost like insulting to your father, saying that you're almost saying that your father had couldn't support your family, Are you there, or did I lose you again? Are you alive, or did I lose you again? Yeah, that's actually another good point, Forrest. Miami University was a huge. Yeah, I get it, man. I get that wrestlers but that's not actually 100% true. But it doesn't matter. He still made money and still took care of his fucking family. Gorilla Monsoon. Can you hear me, Leo? No. Guess not. Gorilla Monsoon actually was extremely wealthy by the time he passed away.
I'm back. Thank you.
Oh, okay, good.
The stand I got my phone on, I'm raising it up to see if it acts like an antenna. It didn't work.
Yeah. No, I get that he wasn't a star in Miami. I'm fully aware of it. Otherwise, he would have been a football player. I get it. He did not make it.
You know who actually didn't have money when he came out? He was a great guy. He used to train at Powerhouse Gym in Venice. Michael Clark Duncan, when he came out to California, he was living out the back of his car. Great guy, really down to earth. I was really upset when he passed away. He was a great actor too, but really nicest guy you could meet. Great guy. He'd always take his mother to the award shows and stuff like that. And
he was actually really funny when he did that movie with Bruce Willis. I forgot the name of the movie where they got to go on an asteroid and blow it up. Armageddon. Yeah, he was good in that. He was Bear. That was his name. Yeah. But anyway, besides Flex and Paul Dillette, were there other guys?
Chris trained pretty hard. Chris was always into the heavy stuff. Him and Rico would always go really heavy all the time, so they were always going at it. And Jim Quinn, he always went heavy. Him and Billy Smith from the Gladiators, they would go fucking crazy heavy and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I remember the first time I was in Gold's, the guy I met, Kurt Miller, who became like a brother to me, he went to introduce me to Jim Quinn and Billy. They're like, this is Lee from Australia. This is what they did. They went, The next day I was pressing 180, ripping out the 180s. And it's almost like I had to get their respect. And they come over and go, oh, that's pretty impressive. How old are you? I said, 20. We turn 21 soon. And from that day on, they spoke to me. But up until then, they're like, But
20, you don't even have your man strength yet at 20. You still, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Unbelievable.
Earned my strike before they would talk to me.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. I get it. It's like there were plenty of gyms that I've gone in. I remember this one time. I was working in Denellen, New Jersey. This was before I was working in the sewer. I was working as an electrician, and there was a gym right by the job site. And there was a hole in the wall, hardcore gym, and I used to just go in there, pay for the day, a couple of days a week, whatever. And if I had something to do at night, I would knock out a workout or whatever. And the gym was mostly black guys in the gym. And I would say after like a couple of weeks, they started talking to me and we started talking about bodybuilding and so on and so forth and blah, 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 because they knew that I wasn't, like a Johnny come lately, right? They knew that I was, serious.
This is crazy white guy coming in there.
Yeah, exactly. Who's this cracker? What else was I going to say? Anyway, so
I'll tell you who was probably one of the most intense trainers. Sorry to cut you off. I'll tell you who was one of the most intense trainers. I see all his videos and that, but when I trained with him, he was retired, was Platts. I trained with Platts for like a year. And you want to talk fucking mindset, psychotic, fucking in the zone, fucking zoned in. I mean, you talk about going to failure and fucking partials and mini partials. I mean, you talk about the mind. I would hate to train with him in his heyday. I was like,
I can only imagine. Yeah, those guys would train like all fucking day. It was insane. All right, so the guy that, the guy that impressed me the least at when I used to go to Signature, Victor Martinez goes there. Now I only knew Victor after he retired, so you really can't. He didn't train hard, but he was already retired by that point. Sean Clarita was a goddamn fucking machine. King Williams, I've seen train. He trains decent. Not near, and Clarita should have been one of those 90s guys, right?
Yeah.
But Justin Rodriguez did more talking than he was just. I mean, I never. He just would go through the motions, man. He would just go through the motions.
If you're talking about retired guys like Victor was now, if anyone saw me training right now, they'd probably be like,
yeah.
Like with my sciatic, I'm going to do barbell. I thought, fuck it, I don't care if the sciatic hurts. I got the 2 plates. I bent over, did 5 reps, and put it back. Went fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 2 plates on barbell. I'm thinking, what have I become? Then I went to the dumbbell row, got to the 40 kilo. I went, no, that's enough of that. I'll go to a machine. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what's happened to
I had a I just like training. I probably don't train as hard as an elite bodybuilder does, and I never had the pleasure of training with an elite bodybuilder. The closest I ever did was Diamond with Luke, And Luke trains hard, but I'd like, if I go to the gym and I'm going through the motions, either I don't feel good or something's wrong. You know, I like pushing the envelope. And don't get me wrong, there are movements I got to stay away from because I'm a fucking old fart now. And I had the titanium fusions in my neck, but you're right. So squatting, free weight squats, I kind of stay away from. Deadlifts, I stay away from. But you know, when I'm doing leg press and when I'm doing hack squats, you know, I'm pushing the envelope a little bit. You know, actually, relatively a lot. But
I was doing legs. On a good day, I might go to 10 plates a side on leg press and still do 30 rep sets. But
yeah,
I stay around the set. But I'll do body weight lunges. I think I should grab some dumbbells. And then I'll see a girl and this other guy training, and they got 20, 30 kilo dumbbells lunging. I'm just doing body weight. I'm like, fuck Lee, you're a pussy.
Yeah, but you got nothing to prove. You're Lee Priest, you know. But
no, but still, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, can you go do them when I'm not here? Make me feel bad.
I do, yeah, right. Do you ever see the couple train where they have the same fucking upper body strength? That's so bad. Like the girl is doing 25-pound shoulders presses and the guy's doing 25-pound shoulder presses as well. It's like, oh, that's
my ex-wife Jade. She was a big girl and muscular, and she got on a bit of juice and that. She was squatting 4 to 5 plates some days on legs, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing legs today now.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, I used to be relatively good friends with Rita West, who was a pro bodybuilder and a powerlifting champion. And she would squat 4 plates like it was nothing. I mean, rep it out, man. Like nobody. It was unbelievable. She was like 100. I think she held the whole world record for her body weight for squats of like I don't know, 6 and change. It was fucking insane, you know.
Well, Jade, mate, should do like 80, 100-pound dumbbell presses. And I'd have a guy to train with me, and he should be doing more than him. He's like, Lee, I don't want to train with you anymore. Your wife's lifting more weight than me.
A lot of times too, like I don't spend a lot of time in between sets. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I see somebody I know and I wind up shooting the shit too long. But I try to.
I hate that.
I know it sucks, but I like to talk, and I know it sucks. But
I was in the zone the other day. I thought I'm just going to do a quick arm workout. I was in the zone. I wasn't going heavy, just getting that really good pump on.
Yeah.
And this person comes to talk to me, and I'm talking, and I'm trying to act like I'm changing my weight, like I'm going to pick up the bar, and they're still talking. I'm like, they're not getting the hint. I want to go back to my set. So after like 10 minutes talking, and when they walked around, I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like doing it now.
Yeah, it's like you got to start all over again. But I literally like less than a minute, 30, 40 seconds in between sets. I just prefer, especially when I'm doing arms, you know, or whatnot. I'm
going back to boxing. I did my 3rd boxing again today. Whoa.
How is that? I've been actually thinking of doing that.
Pivoting to do like hook things like, oh, there goes the sciatic a bit, but suck it up.
Oh, that sucks. Because I've been thinking about doing it. I went to a couple of boxing schools.
It's great for cardio. I'm just doing cardio because I'm sick of the treadmill. I'm sick of doing 30 minutes of just like hitting the pads or the bag, and I haven't got back in the bar. But oh man, it's like feels like an hour and a half on the treadmill easy.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. There's no question about it. Yeah, I went to a couple of boxing schools, and then Strong and Shapely has a boxing spot where they teach it. And there's a girl there that I knew from the old gym that teaches boxing there. I could easily do it there, but the truth of the matter is, it's just time. I'm not going to give up weight training because that's my therapy. I love it.
Do it in a gym anyway. I'll go to a boxing gym. I'd like to, but then if you're a muscular guy and you come in, you got tattoos on, they're like, "Who does this guy think he is?"
Guy's a douchebag. Let's beat the shit out of him.
I'm just here to do cardio, people. I put up a video. This was a couple of years ago when I was first doing. I had a guy that trained some Australian fighters. It's like, Lee, that's a great video, because over a year I got really quick, and people are like, he can't be that quick. And the coach who's trained the Olympic fighters is like, that's him. That's not sped up. They're like, oh, I didn't think a guy that big could move that quick. But you know, it's like anything. You practice, you get good at it. But even then, these people come on. Oh, you think you're quick now, do you? Well, get in the ring with me. I'll knock you out. I've been boxing 15 years. I'm thinking, well, I'm only doing it for fun. I think you should be able to knock me out if you've been doing it fucking 15 years.
Really. I got actually a great story for you. I never told this story, and I can't say the guy's name. Okay? I can't say the guy's name. When Trump was running for president, I was voting for Trump, and I'm a Trump supporter. But
the first, second time.
No, I voted for him when he lost to Biden, and then I voted for him this time. But anyway, so I would put things up, mostly funny stuff, but funny stuff in his favor, in Trump's favor, on my Instagram. You've probably seen it, right? So I don't remember which one it was, whatever. And this MMA guy, who, if you are a hardcore MMA fan, you know who he is. Okay, he's not an elite level, but if you are a hardcore fan, you know who this guy is. So we used to be relatively friendly on Instagram, whatever. And he writes, he comments underneath the Trump stuff. I know I don't erase anything, I just leave it there, whatever. And he wrote licking boots or something like that, like kissing ass, licking boots, something to that effect. I don't remember, whatever. So then he DMs me and he goes, "Yo, did you unfriend me because of the Trump remarks or something like that?" So I looked at my phone and I'm like, did I unfriend him? And I was like, oh shit, I'm not friends with him. I don't even know if I ever friended him or not. So I friend him, and then I message him back, and I go, just friended you. Did not know that I unfriended you, but do you really think I would unfriend you if because of a Trump thing? And he wrote back, yo, if you let's not lie to each other. That's exactly why you unfriended me. You don't like my comments on Donald Trump and so on and so forth. And actually, let me read it because I kept it. I kept it, dude. It's the craziest thing. I kept it. I didn't get rid of it because okay, here we go. Okay. Right. Okay. And so let's be realistic. This is him telling me. Let's be realistic here. You were pretty interactive for a while following me, and I made some anti-comment Trumps, and you unfollowed me. So it's not a matter of you didn't do it intentionally. Just admit it. You did it fully intentionally because you don't like my viewpoints. I don't know why we got to sit here and pretend. You know exactly why you hit unfollow. It had everything to do with the fact of how I view the current administration. So I forgot about this. So I wrote, with all due respect, sir, you think too highly of yourself. Not only do I not care about your opinion in politics, the last time I even thought about you was the last time I spoke to you. And he writes, go fuck your mother. I swear to God.
Little does he know that your mother. Did you write back, been there, done that? It was great. It was great. I was sick home from school.
Oh shit, that's hysterical.
I hate being sick from school. My mum won't stop touching me when I'm sick.
That's hysterical. I didn't even think of that. Oh, Jesus Christ. He goes, what did he say? You live in Jersey. I'm in well, I don't want to say where he lives. We could link up and we could link up and handle it. But you did unfollow me literally for the reason, and for that reason, and now you're throwing a temper tantrum because I called you out on it. So I'm throwing a temper tantrum, right? He just told me to go fuck my mother, right?
He's got all drama. He's got all dramatic about this, hasn't he?
So I wrote him back and I went, "You want to beat me up because I unfollowed you?" So he write, I said, "You're a world-class fighter. Why would I even want to fight you?" And he wrote back, "I just said why you did it. Don't give me an attitude." And then basically, I ignored him after this. But I mean, he was basically, you can follow me. What you did doesn't make me mad. I thought you were more funny than anything, and then re-add me and then act like you didn't unfollow me. And he just, it was just fucking ridiculous, man. But he was like, "Let's link up and handle it." Like,
let's go back to the 90s when there's no internet.
Bro, I swear to, yeah, really. I was like, wow. I was just like, I don't know. And whatever. And then I unfollowed him again, right? And then,
no, that would have
yeah.
him off.
And then I blocked him because I was like, I don't want to
No,
be bothered with this
that
shit.
would be it.
And I'm like, I was like, geez. And what's funny is that
still hiding around your corner waiting for you to come outside.
yeah, really. Could you imagine that? And and like, not for nothing, but like, you want to beat me up, right? Like, you're first of all, you're a world-class fighter. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I don't know if you know this or not, but assault. And I'll just call the police if you show up at my house.
I know. It's like when they once say to me, I'll take it in the ring, I've been fighting this long, I'll knock you out. And I write back, I say, yeah, you would knock me out if you've been fighting 15 years and you can't knock me out, you've wasted your fucking time. I tell them, it's like, Jesus Christ. It'd be like me saying to a guy, oh, you think you're tough, dude, talking shit to me. Why don't you come here now and I'll throw you on the Olympia stage, see how you fucking do. Like,
yeah, really. Yeah. Look, and what's funny is majority of the time, legitimate tough guys are the nicest guys in the world because they have nothing to prove, like nothing. You know, like even like when I was talking to Mel Chansy, he was the nicest guy in the world. When I interviewed Pee Wee, he was the leader of the Hells Angels in Las Vegas. Great conversation, dude. Nice, totally nice. I mean, I could go on and on and on. Mooch, John Elite.
Well, it's like what you said, the Greg, like you said, the Greg thing. It's like our thing said, you learn to fight so you don't have to.
Yeah,
like
right.
People that are confident and know they can do it aren't the ones in the bars trying to single people out to fight them. It's always that quiet guy just sitting there, keeping to himself.
That's
like,
it.
oh, you go say the wrong thing to him, and before you know it, you're fucking out cold. You're like, fuck you, that little scrawny cunt just knocked me out. Like,
yeah. Once I see a cauliflower ear, I'm the nicest guy. You know?
The nose looks like it's flat.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. But man, it's just unbelievable. But yeah, so getting back to bodybuilding. Yeah, the worst guy I've ever seen in the gym as far as a pro was Justin Rodriguez. And what's funny is that in his heyday, you know, whenever it was 5-7 years ago, he was fucking good. Like he was a threat on any stage 5 or 7 years ago. I don't know. Like, I think these guys I think the majority of these guys are just genetically gifted. And then it gets to a point where they're going to have to put the pedal to the metal. Otherwise, the other guys are going to surpass them. And either you do or you don't. What?
Look at Branch train. People say he's got the best genetics. Like Branch has great genetics for a bodybuilder. He doesn't have the best genetics for like the symmetrical body, but as a bodybuilder, he's got genetics and he busted his ass. So some of these other guys that have the God-given genetics like Flex and them, it's like, I'm sure in the beginning they trained hard, but then they learnt later on, hey, I don't have to actually kill myself to look like this. It's almost like when I first dieted, I'd wash my tuna underwater. I'd do this and I'd be like chewing on it. I'll be like so basic. And then a year goes by, wait a minute, I can add a bit of ketchup to it. This is like you start learning. I don't need to be this fucking hardcore and miserable. I can start adding stuff to my food. And I think those guys, like I said, start off busting their ass, but then like, wait a minute, if I can still look like this, but not actually practically kill myself like Branch or Ronnie, why would I do it? And I think they that
was Kevin Levrone, right? Kevin Levrone like learned. I think he got into an accident. He couldn't train. But he still entered the Olympia that year and like broke the top 5 and then realized, oh, I don't have to kill myself. I could actually take 6 months off of everything and he was like a regular person. And then, you know, 12 weeks before the Olympia, it was like, you know, just blow up. There's a lot of guys like that. There was a guy like that by me.
When you see people like who have the genetics and you think they could be better like Flex and just 1 year, go like Ronnie or Dillette, 1 year, just so we can see what you could become and be like, you know.
Dillette didn't have a reputation of not working hard. Dillette had the reputation of training really light. That was his reputation. Flex had the reputation of like
he was a lazy poser, just like, and he posed, you know, always got him on his posing, like his back. Why doesn't he learn to pose his back properly? Or why doesn't he learn to do this? Like, he just seemed like a big, almost like that big, remember that cartoon of the two dogs and the little dog like, come along. He's like, he's my friend, and the big dog, that reminded me of Paul. Like he's walking along like this big giant, and he's got that little dog. I'm gonna love him and pat him and squeeze him. Like,
you know who used to train really hard like crazy back in the early 2000s? King Kamali.
Yeah, yeah.
King used to train like if you there's a road to the Olympia on, I don't remember which one, and he's like 2 weeks from the Olympia, and he's still rack pulling 7 plates. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason to rack pull 7 plates 2 weeks before the Olympia, and he's still fucking doing it. He's still going. You know, he used to train
with Rusty.
What happened?
No, you're right.
What'd you say?
You froze on me.
Oh Christ!
You froze on me. I couldn't tell. I was just saying when I trained with Rusty in Arizona, we used to go crazy and do trop sets, triple sets, quadruple sets. But I was rack pulling 9 plates when I was training with him, getting ready for a show.
Jesus, God damn, you were a strong motherfucker.
Yeah, there was photos of it in Muscle Mag, and I'd have to try finding the bars like this because I'd go to lift it even, and it'd be still sitting on the rack because the bar would just bend before it would lift off the rack. I was like,
it's fucking crazy. I know there are powerlifting bars that when you go that heavy that you got to use, but I don't know, man. So basically I think that's what it is. I think generally speaking, the guys back then trained harder, but I think once you get into the better bodybuilders of today, they train hard because Nick Walker has the reputation of training like a beast.
Hardy trains hard from his videos when he's
like a fucking psycho. Who else today? James Hollingshead.
I think there's some too, like James trains hard. The thing with James, you watch James, he trains hard. The same with Samson. They go heavy, but they got the strength and the genetics. They make it look easy, so it looks like when I used to squat 7 plates at World Gym, Joe Gold's like, you won't even hear Lee make a noise. So sometimes when you see someone do something easy, you think he's not training hard. But I'm still squatting 7 plates. Now, if you see someone squatting 7 and I'm like, you're like, oh, fuck, he's going all out. So there's some that can go heavy, but yet they make it look easy.
Yeah, absolutely. What was Lee Haney's reputation? I know it was before you guys.
He trained hard, but it was always the stimulate, don't annihilate.
Yeah.
You know, so he wasn't into that going crazy like Gaspari. Gaspari used to be like the opposite. Gaspari would train really crazy, and that still does. It's like I see him doing exercise.
Really? Yeah.
Rich, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself now.
Yeah, you're 100 years old. Take it easy. Yeah, relax.
Yeah, I think Haney was more precise and more specific and more executed the motions correctly.
I could see that, like Phil.
He used to train hard and heavy, and was always good. Mike Christian, he used to go pretty.
Yes, yeah. Mike Christian was a beast. Yes,
box. You know, else used to train with him a few times when he lived here in Australia. He had a gym. Brian Buchanan, remember Brian Buchanan?
I heard of him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Legs weren't great, but you talk about waist upper body ratio. There would have been no one better almost back in the day. If you Google Brian Buchanan and see his fucking waist, arms, back. And we were doing chin-ups one day. He had 160-pound dumbbell around his waist, and he's hanging up there like this. Man. And he's like, I'm like, Brian, ain't you meant to go all the way up? He goes, Lee, I'll let you know a little secret. He goes, if it moves, it's a rep. I'm like, okay.
My God. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I can't argue with your back. Okay.
You just go, yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. There are times you just walk away. You got to walk away. Like when you're in a conversation and you're just like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Like, I don't want to get political, but like today I walked away. I was at work and one of the guys at work said that the open border during the Biden administration was nothing but a myth. Yeah. And I was like, oh.
Well, let's see.
I was like,
even if you hated Trump, you could see just the news and read the statistics on the FBI fucking pages.
We work in New York City. So are you telling me that the busloads of immigrants that came to New York City was a sovereign city? The ones I saw with these eyes, that was fake? That didn't happen.
Sanctuary City.
In New York City
was just tourists. They're all on school holidays from El Salvador.
Yeah. So, I did not even entertain it, and I'm getting better
like at even things when they're that obvious. You're like, you know what? I'm not even going to get into this. It's like I can't.
Yeah, no, I just walk away.
My mum always said, "Lee, don't argue with idiots." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, I don't fucking. Most of the time with people, the word. Do you ever have somebody that would try to argue with you over like training? Or working out or bodybuilding, and it's like
I was doing biceps one day, and this kid come over and told me I was doing them wrong.
Oh my God.
I said, that'd be like me telling Platts how to squat. I was just doing a curl. He goes, do you know you probably get more out of it if you stand like this? And
Yeah.
Bring it up like that. This is what I did. He's telling me to stand. He's like, and he's got my arms like this, and mine was still over 20. He's like, if you bring it up like this and squeeze like this, you get more out of it. And I said, is that what you do? He goes, yeah. I said, well, I ain't fucking doing it.
Yeah. Did he know who you were? He couldn't have known who you were. He couldn't have.
Went, you know what?
I would have been like
this one time. This guy was doing incline. This guy was doing incline free play, and he's just going like this.
Yeah.
If I was young kid, let me see. He could be strong. I said, so I went over when he's in between sets. I said, if you take a plate off and come down a bit more and that, you might get more out of it. This is how Ronnie does it. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. How old was the kid that told you to curl like that?
Say probably 20-odd, 21, bro science type, you know.
Yeah, you should. Like, it would have been so funny if you would have said, "Oh, really? Why don't you go talk to the owner and ask him who I am." just.
But I couldn't even imagine if I got arms like this. I said, if I was a young kid and my legs were like this, I couldn't imagine walking over to Tom, because Tom would have some crazy ways to train legs. I could walk over to Tom and go, I think you're doing that wrong. You know, if you turn your feet this way and go a bit deeper, your legs will really grow. His legs are already like this. So this young kid, when he saw my arms, I don't know what possessed him to think, if I tell him to do it this way, his arms would be better. Like,
you know, it's you can't argue with the results. You know, everybody would talk shit about Branch Warren and his training style. And don't get me wrong, I know his training style was weird. I get it. But you can't work for him.
No.
You know,
that's what I tell people. Well, it's all this bro science and textbook. I said, yeah, that's good to learn, but everyone, for one, our attachments are different. Our leverage points are different. Yes, try and stick to good form as best you can.
Right.
But if you find something that works for you and you're progressing, you're not getting injured, you're getting stronger, stick to it. To the average person and to the textbook, it could look like you're throwing the book out the window. But if you're getting results, you can't argue with results. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I try to, if I see young kids in the gym and they don't know what they're doing, I'll try to help them. Usually the young kids appreciate it.
Yeah, but that's like you said to Mel, and that's what I said too. These days, everyone's in their own little world with their headphones on, their earbuds. I said back in the old days, you'd help one another if you saw someone doing something wrong, and you talk to them. There's more comradeship in the gym and stuff. But then I remember Branch didn't talk to me for a while because I did a video at Sam's Fitness where I was ripping Branch up and I was swinging the weights. Oh, motherfucker this, motherfucker that. I almost hurt myself trying to be funny, acting like Branch.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. But I don't know. Anyway, all right, we're doing it. We're over an hour.
What others people say.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you're a young guy, you got to learn the form. And you got to get the form right. And then you do what's good for you. Like, there were certain movements that I never really got much out of. You know, I never really got a lot of, you know, what is it with the dumbbell, and then they have the machine. I forgot what it's called, where it's not a crunch machine, but it's supposed to be for your back. And anytime I ever tried, Dorian would always use it. He made it really, really popular. I forgot what it was. Pull over. Yeah. Anytime I've ever used it,
I'd feel that my triceps more than my back every time I did that.
Yeah, I never felt that too much. Even flat bench press. I never really.
I'm all for someone, like I said, you can go by the textbook, but then you're going to learn what works for you. I've always said, look, it's okay to cheat a little bit, as long as when you cheat, you're adding stress to the muscle. You're not taking it away. You're not getting to the point where you just swing the weights and you're using momentum. Anyone can use momentum to throw the weights around, but you still got to control it and work the actual muscle you're working. Yeah,
absolutely. You know, I always got better results with dumbbell incline presses than I did with flat bench or anything like that. Anyway, Lee, before I let you go, how you feeling? But are you off the medication?
I was on the ride on lawnmower the other day, got a bit of sun, too much sun. Well, I went and brought a big straw hat. I'll have to take a photo next time I go, as long as my wife's
Oh,
already
yeah,
on
definitely.
You
Yeah,
know, put the sunscreen on, put the hat on. I'm like, I'll be right. And I'm sitting inside thinking of what I'm thinking. I'm not going to say anything because she'll be on my ass. I'm just sitting there turning the air. Like, are you hot? Are you a bit burnt? I'm like, no, I just want the air on.
All right, Lee, I'm going to let you go, man. I appreciate you. Well, of course.
And I hope everyone watches the Greg one. I saw Greg shared. I even saw Frank Grillo shared in his story too.
Did he really? I didn't. I didn't see that.
He shared Greg's story in his story.
Oh, I got to check it out. All right, cool. That's fucking awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Lee, thank you again, man. You're a solid dude. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I think more people should be watching your stations because you got good content on there.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you.
I think you don't do as much drama as the others. I think people like the drama. If you do like these good podcasts, people go, well, that's too good. I might learn something. I want to hear the drama.
yeah, exactly. It's true. No, I think you're right, man. I think you're right. I think that's why I started doing the training videos in the gym. I was like, I got to do something different and something that people like. And the first one, people really like it. And so I just did another one. I think I'm going to keep it as a regular, you know? Anyway. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Okay, John.
Later.
Take care.